voice. Move by the light, make a choice. Listen to my voice. I got something to say.
This is your Resolve to Read daily reading. It's February 17th, and we're reading from the book of Deuteronomy. Hear, O Israel, you are now about to cross the Jordan, to go in and dispossess nations greater and stronger than you, with large cities that have walls up to the sky. The people are strong and tall, Anakites. You know about them and have heard it said, who can stand up against the Anakites? But be assured today that Yahuwah your God is the one who goes across ahead of you, like a devouring fire. He will destroy them. He will subdue them before you, and you will drive them out and annihilate them quickly, as Yahuwah has promised you. After Yahuwah your God has driven them out before you, do not say to yourself, Yahuwah has brought me here to take possession of this land because of my righteousness. No, it is on account of the wickedness of these nations that Yahuwah is going to drive them out before you. It is not because of your righteousness or your integrity that you are going in to take possession of their land, but on account of the wickedness of these nations. Yahuwah your God will drive them out before you to accomplish what he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand then that it is not because of your righteousness that Yahuwah your God is giving you this good land to possess, for you are a stiff-necked people. Remember this, and never forget how you provoked Yahuwah your God to anger in the desert. From the day you left Egypt until you arrived here, you have been rebellious against Yahuwah. At Horeb, you aroused Yahuwah's wrath so that he was angry enough to destroy you. When I went up on the mountain to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant that Yahuwah had made with you, I stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water. Yahuwah gave me 2 stone tablets inscribed by the finger of God. On them were all the commandments Yahuwah proclaimed to you on the mountain out of the fire on the day of the assembly. At the end of the 40 days and 40 nights, Yahuwah gave me 2 stone tablets, the tablets of the covenant. Then Yahuwah told me, Go down from here at once, because your people whom you brought out of Egypt have become corrupt. They have turned away quickly from what I commanded them and have made a cast idol for themselves. And Yahuwah said to me, I have seen this people, and they are a stiff-necked people indeed. Let me alone so that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under heaven, and I will make you into a nation stronger and more numerous than they. So I turned and went down from the mountain while it was ablaze with fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my hands. When I looked, I saw that you had sinned against Yahuwah your God. You had made for yourselves an idol cast in the shape of a calf. You had turned aside quickly from the way that Yahuwah had commanded you. So I took the 2 tablets and threw them out of my hands, breaking them to pieces before your eyes. Then, once again, I fell prostrate before Yahuwah for 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water, because of all the sin you had committed, doing what was evil in Yahuwah's sight, and so provoking him to anger. I feared the anger and wrath of Yahuwah, for he was angry enough with you to destroy you. But again, Yahuwah listened to me. And Yahuwah was angry enough with Aaron to destroy him. But at that time I prayed for Aaron too. Also, I took that sinful thing of yours, the calf you had made, and burned it in the fire. Then I crushed it and ground it to powder as fine as dust, and threw the dust into a stream that flowed down the mountain. You also made Yahuwah angry at Taberah, at Massa, and at Kibroth Hattaavah. And when Yahuwah sent you out from Kadesh Barnea, he said, Go up and take possession of the land I have given you. But you rebelled against the command of Yahuwah your God. You did not trust him or obey him. You have been rebellious against Yahuwah ever since I have known you. I lay prostrate before Yahuwah those 40 days and 40 nights, because Yahuwah has said he would destroy you. I prayed to Yahuwah and said, O sovereign Yahuwah, do not destroy your people, your own inheritance that you redeemed by your great power and brought out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Overlook the stubbornness of this people, their wickedness and their sin. Otherwise, the country from which you brought us will say, because Yahuwah was not able to take them into the land he promised them, and because he hated them, he brought them out to put them to death in the desert. But they are your people, your inheritance that you brought out by your great power and your outstretched arm. At that time, Yahuwah said to me, chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones and come up to me on the mountain. Also, make a wooden chest. I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Then you are to put them in the chest. So I made the ark out of acacia wood and chiseled out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and I went up on the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hands. Yahuwah wrote on these tablets what he had written before, the 10 commandments he had proclaimed to you on the mountain out of the fire on the day of the assembly. And Yahuwah gave them to me. Then I came back down the mountain and put the tablets in the ark I had made, as Yahuwah commanded me, and they are there now. The Israelites traveled from the wells of the Jachanites to Mosera. There Aaron died and was buried, and Eleazar his son succeeded him as priest. From there they traveled to Gudgodah and on to Jotbatha, a land with streams of water. At that time, Yahuwah set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, to stand before Yahuwah to minister, and to pronounce blessings in his name, as they still do today. That is why the Levites have no share or inheritance among their brothers. Yahuwah is their inheritance, as Yahuwah your God told them. Now I had stayed on the mountain 40 days and nights, as I did the first time, and Yahuwah listened to me at this time also. It was not his will to destroy you. Go, Yahuwah said to me, and lead the people on their way, so that they may enter and possess the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. And now, O Israel, what does Yahuwah your God ask of you, but to fear Yahuwah your God, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve Yahuwah your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to observe Yahuwah's commands and decrees that I am giving you today for your own good. To Yahuwah your God belong the heavens, even the highest heavens, the earth and everything in it. Yet Yahuwah set his affection on your forefathers and loved them, and he chose you, their descendants, above all the nations, as it is today. Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. For Yahuwah your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great God, mighty and awesome, who shows no partiality and accepts no bribes. He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow, and loves the alien, giving him food and clothing. And you are to love those who are aliens, for you yourselves were aliens in Egypt. Fear Yahuwah your God and serve him. Hold fast to him and take your oaths in his name. He is your praise. He is your God who performed for you those great and awesome wonders you saw with your own eyes. Your forefathers who went down into Egypt were 70 in all. And now Yahuwah your God has made you as numerous as the stars in the sky. Love Yahuwah your God and keep his requirements, his decrees, his laws, and his commands always. Remember today that your children were not the ones who saw and experienced the discipline of Yahuwah your God, his majesty, his mighty hand, his outstretched arm, the signs he performed, and the things he did in the heart of Egypt, both to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his whole country, what he did to the Egyptian army, to its horses and chariots, how he overwhelmed them with the waters of the Red Sea as they were pursuing you, and how Yahuwah brought lasting ruin on them. It was not your children who saw what he did for you in the desert until you arrived at this place, and what he did to Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab the Reubenite, when the earth opened its mouth right in the middle of all Israel and swallowed them up with their households, their tents, and every living thing that belonged to them. But it was your own eyes that saw all these great things Yahuwah has done. Observe, therefore, all the commands I am giving you today, so that you may have the strength to go in and take over the land you are now crossing the Jordan to possess, and so that you may live long in the land that Yahuwah swore to your forefathers to give them and their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. The land you are entering to take over is not like the land of Egypt, from which you have come, where you planted your seed and irrigated it by foot, as in a vegetable garden. But the land you are crossing the Jordan to take possession of is a land of mountains and valleys that drinks rain from heaven. It is a land Yahuwah your God cares for. The eyes of Yahuwah your God are continually on it from the beginning of the year to its end. So, if you faithfully obey the commands I am giving you today, to love Yahuwah your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, then I will send rain on your land in its season, both autumn and spring rains, so that you may gather in your grain, new wine, and oil. I will provide grass in the fields for your cattle, and you will eat and be satisfied. Be careful, or you will be enticed to turn away and worship other gods and bow down to them. Then Yahuwah's anger will burn against you, and he will shut the heavens so that it will not rain, and the ground will yield no produce, and you will soon perish from the good land Yahuwah is giving you. Fix these words of mine in your hearts and minds. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Teach them to your children, talking about them when you sit at home and when you are walking along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates, so that your days and the days of your children may be many in the land that Yahuwah swore to give your forefathers, as many as the days that the heavens are above the earth. If you carefully observe all these commands I am giving you to follow, to love Yahuwah your God, to walk in all his ways, and to hold fast to him, then Yahuwah will drive out all these nations before you, and you will dispossess nations larger and stronger than you. Every place where you set your foot will be yours. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, and from the Euphrates River to the western sea. No man will be able to stand against you. Yahuwah your God, as he promised you, will put the terror and fear of you on the whole land wherever you go. See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing if you obey the commands of Yahuwah your God that I am giving you today. The curse if you disobey the commands of Yahuwah your God and turn from the way that I command you today by following other gods, which you have not known. When Yahuwah your God has brought you into the land you are entering to possess, you are to proclaim on Mount Gerizim the blessings, and on Mount Ebal the curses. As you know, these mountains are across the Jordan, west of the road toward the setting sun, near the great trees of Morah, in the territory of those Canaanites living in the Arabah, in the vicinity of Gilgal. You are about to cross the Jordan to enter and take possession of the land Yahuwah your God is giving you. When you have taken it over and are living there, be sure that you obey all the decrees and laws I am setting before you today. This is the word of Yahuwah. Thanks be to God.